You are tuned to 24 into 7 channel of All India Radio. Continuing with our series Know Your Sports, today we are going to talk about Tennikoit, and we have in our studios Secretary General Tennikoit Federation of India, Mr. Tejraj Singh, talking to Nitish Arora on Tennikoit as a sport.
Hello friends, if you have time at leisure and you want to play something and it's raining, what would you do? You would definitely look for a place wherein you can have a foothold. It can be a concrete slab, and you would want to have a ball which cannot be faced by water or anything. And if it is like it's windy condition, still you want to play outdoors, what will you do? Well, there are certain sports that can be played in any condition, but you need to have a place to have your foot on. And one such sport is Tennikoit. And today we are lucky to have Mr. Tejraj Singh, Secretary General Tennikoit Federation of India, with us in our studios. Welcome to our studio, Tejraj ji.
Yes, sir.
Tennikoit.
Yes.
This is one name. Maybe I can swear that many people have played the game, but they would rather know it by a ring.
Yeah, ring ball.
Ring ball.
Yeah.
But tell us more about this sport. What exactly Tennikoit is?
Tennikoit is very old game, and later time when the sailor used to sail the ships, they play this game with wooden ring items, and slowly they convert into rubber tires, tubes, and then smaller form in the ring. That is Tennikoit. So it introduced in India by Mr. Buck in 18th century. He was at YMCA College of Physical Education, Madras. He introduced that time. But actual formation of Tennikoit Federation of India is in 1964.
Coming to the technical part of it, that is started in 1964 actually. But to my listeners, perhaps they still might not have been able to form a picture of the game. So let me tell you, friends, in your childhood, your parents, your father, or somewhere in your school, you might have played with a ring of rubber, which is thrown on one side and the other person, the catcher, is on the other side. So that game, which we normally in our younger age you'd call it as a ring game or ring ball game, is actually called Tennikoit.
Yeah.
Tell us about the technical part of it. How heavy the ring is? What is it exactly made of? Are there any international standards, or country-wise the standards differ?
Quoit is made of white thin rubber sheet filled with some foam of rubber and shall weight around 190 to 225 grams around. The quoit should neither be too hard to cause injury to the players and not too soft to get squeezed, often between the fingers and palm. The outer dice of the quoit shall be 16 centimeter and the inner dice is 10 centimeter. So the thickness shall be 3 centimeter with a variation not more than 5 centimeter. It's not that much hard. You can throw it, and there are game consists of singles, doubles and mixed doubles. So mixed doubles, one boy and one girl. Doubles, you can choose two girls and two boys, and singles, as you know, and the cross service, what the same is in tennis and badminton.
The dimensions of court is more or less that.
Slight bigger. Its size is around 12.2 to 5.5 meters.
Mm-hmm.
It's slightly bigger than
And do we
badminton.
also have side galleries just like we have in badminton, back gallery, side gallery?
Because singles and doubles we have to measure by that two lines.
And what is the height of the net?
Height of the net is 1.8 meters.
Definitely different from badminton.
Yeah.
And of course, very
Sub-junior
different
section, it's 1.75-76 meters.
Okay, coming to the sections, do we have like age groups participating in it? What
Yes.
kind of championships do we have?
We had 3 national championships in India.
We have 3 national championships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sub-junior is under 14, junior is under 18, and one is senior championship. And we conduct 4 zonal championships also. That is for the open age group. West zone, North zone, South zone, East zone. And we had World Cup of Tennikoit also.
How many countries are playing this game?
Around 17, 18.
Around 17 to 18 countries.
Yeah.
And that
First
has
World
spread-
Cup was hosted in 2006 in Chennai. 2010 it's in Germany. 2014 in South Africa. 2018 is in Belarus. And now 2022 it's in New Zealand.
It's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And how good is our preparation for that?
We organize coaching camps. From senior national we select the players. Then we organize national coaching camps. And we stood third in last World Cup.
Third in last World Cup.
Yeah.
What is the infrastructure like here in India? Is it played in every state or like officially, or there are certain pockets where it is more popular and more players are coming from that pocket?
Actually, we had 29 affiliated units throughout the country. And it's more popular basically starts from Maharashtra. Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry. So there it's more popular. We are talking about these western and northern states. So they used to play this game not regularly, but they had their state championships and they play once the calendar of the national championships announced.
One more question that comes to mind is, let's say, because this program is being aired from FM Gold Delhi, what is the infrastructure here in Delhi available if somebody wants to start playing? What is the right age to put oneself into this particular game, and where he or she can go in Delhi?
Delhi, there are 2-3 schools where Delhi State Tennikoit Association is running their centers. So the people will contact that schools, and Delhi Tennikoit Association, they can get information from the website and net. So they contact the association and then ask for the center where their centers will be running.
Are the schools meant for the school students only, or outsiders can also be part of it?
Actually, school is part of, they had an agreement with the association.
Okay, fine.
So the school children will play there only.
Their school only?
Their school children only. Others not.
Okay. So it must be in some sports stadium also? Do we have courts in sports stadiums?
No, not in Delhi.
Not in Delhi?
Yeah.
And what is the right age to start if somebody wants to be a player of Tennikoit?
Plus 10 will be the right age.
And are there any specific discipline that a child, or if we're looking for a good player to develop, what are we actually looking at him or her? What should be like the height, the leanness, meanness, the stamina, the fitness?
The main is flexibility, because badminton we play with racket and shuttlecock, but here you have to catch the ring and throw it back, so you have to move the whole court. So fitness is must, so flexibility is must.
Asking you, if you are going to tell the audience that they should start playing Tennikoit, why should they do it?
Tennikoit is a all season game, all weather game, and all age groups can play. If you are 50, if you are 60, if you are 70 also, then husband, wife, grandmother, grandfather can throw ring, cross servicing, doing cross servicing. So they no need to go to some clubs or stadiums. They put 2 poles and tie a net in between that, and it is very economical game. So people used to play. I know many families in Rajasthan, they are playing Tennikoit in their home only.
So even if you just want to spend some healthy time looking at your fitness also, you can play in your backyard.
Yeah.
You don't need much fancy place.
Even I know many officers, those who are from hails from south, they are posted in Rajasthan. Once I invited them for some national championship. So he said, I used to play Tennikoit at my courtyards.
So we have now today introduced you to a sport which can be played at any surface. Of course, if you are playing at a competitive level, you will have a field and you will have all those measurements and all those things, and plus the net. But barring these things, if you do not have any of these infrastructure available with you, you can easily play it in your backyard. Injuries are minimum, but are there any kind of injuries which are involved in this sport?
Not major injuries. Some stretching thing or some ankle twist, and that it depends upon the floor.
If you fall, then obviously you can
If it is an uneven floor, then definitely you face injury.
So prima facie, it looks like a very easy game. Are there any tough rules also to follow? Are there some rules?
Basically, catching and throwing, this is the main rule of Tennikoit. You can't hold it for a long time, catch and you have to release immediately. That is the main.
Is there any specific amount of time that you can hold it?
Now it's around 1 to 3 seconds just holding, and then again throwing it, so it will take time around 1.5 seconds.
Obviously, but
you can't wait and see where I have to throw. It's not like that.
So it is either plays in single or in double
And mixed doubles.
So what separates a very good Tennikoit player from a normal Tennikoit player?
A good Tennikoit player, he gets points continuously, because a normal Tennikoit player, he unable to catch the ring he throws. Because a good Tennikoit player, like the match between, for example, some Telangana player or some Tamil Nadu player with some western state or northern state, so the score is definitely 0.
Okay. What is the scoring pattern like?
21. Sets, best of 3, best of 5.
And
preliminary rounds and quarterfinal best of 3, then final goes best of 5.
And the scoreline difference is of 2 points.
No, single.
20-21 is an okay score.
21. Set is of
2021 will be
21.
an okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Okay, fine. With a one score difference, you win a set.
Yeah, yeah.
How long does the match normally last?
I remember in 2006, Junior National, it lasts for around 1.5 hours, that final match.
Oh my God. Must
The
be.
rally goes on, goes on, goes on. 1.5 hours, yeah.
And is it also a popular sport in some pockets? Do people come and watch it?
Yeah, definitely. They are getting jobs out of it. It's recognized by Ministry of Youth Affairs
That's
and
great.
Sports.
That's one point I would want to ask, because in India, I know that people want to play, and being match fit is always good, but everybody needs to have their bread and butter as well.
Yeah.
So, is this a recognized sport for getting admission into a job? And what sort of jobs?
Yes. In education also getting advantage of these national players, international players, even jobs also. Every state government has different job policies. So they are getting jobs in their states. Although it's not an Olympic sport, so they are in category B. But category B, there are certain posts.
Do we have Tennikoit matches for physically challenged people as well?
No, not yet.
So tell us more about this. I am really excited to know more about it. And the fact is that I have also played it at the juniors level.
That's nice.
And I love this game very much. Initially, when we play badminton or some other sport, we feel that yes, we do not need special extra gear for it. Normally, any PT shoes would be okay for it. But then when you start competing at a championship level, then you feel that you need to have separate sports shoes for badminton courts and separate gear, specialized gear. What about Tennikoit? Do we also need some different kind of shoes?
Actually, when it conducts in outdoors, then normal shoes can be okay. But when it conducts in indoor, so you have to wear indoor shoes. So that is the basic difference.
So we have wooden court in indoors or?
No, although I organized all national championships in Rajasthan in indoor stadiums, wooden court, and in Odisha on the wooden courts. Somehow we try that this will be played in indoor, but some states don't have facility to get booked the indoor stadiums. The government is charging money for that.
So indoor stadiums, what kind of various turfs we have? Do we have synthetic turf? Some internationally?
No, wooden. Internationally, they laid Terraflex, that multi-purpose Terraflex.
Okay.
They used badminton courts, basketball courts, and put a court. International level, it's organized in indoor with Terraflex.
Okay. And
Sometimes wooden also.
of course, timing would not matter, because when it indoors, you have to play it in lights only.
But for practice purpose, we can't have indoor stadiums because lighting and hall rents are very high. So we can't afford indoor for normal practices. For like national camps, we organized in indoor stadiums.
So roof height also matters?
No. Normally, the multi-purpose indoor stadium having is enough height.
Obviously, you cannot throw it to
not
such big
to
and
the-
keep it
yeah.
within that space.
Yeah. I take charge on this 7th Feb only, Secretary General Tennikoit Federation of India, and now my planning is to spread this game in each and every district, not first state, then each and every district of the country. This game will be introduced.
With the government stress on playing now and Khelo India coming in a big way, do we have this Tennikoit in Khelo India competitions?
No, we'll give representation to Sports Minister to introduce this as in Khelo India.
You will be pressing for it.
Yeah.
I hope we'll be having good news very soon.
Yeah.
So what more targets you have set for yourself for this particular sport?
First is I want to take this game to each and every corner of the country. First target is this, to introduce Tennikoit. Those I stress on state associations to be serious for the work. Don't take association for namesake. You are the president or secretary and like that. No, I'll visit each and every state also. I had got 4 years to work, but I do something new for it, and also want to introduce league for it.
Oh, great.
Premier Tennikoit League.
I mean, this is quite a visually friendly game also.
Yeah.
This can pitch for a good telecast and broadcast rights as well in coming future.
I'll go with Doordarshan and Akashvani.
Thank you so much. You said that in the last World Cup, our position was third.
Bronze medalist in both sections.
Men and women.
Yeah.
And mixed doubles.
The country got the bronze medal. The event is singles, doubles and mixed doubles.
So what are the serious competitors to India when it comes to international arena?
Germany was on the top, and then South Africa.
So do we keep on frequently sending our players to foreign countries to hone their skills?
And no, till date we didn't send for some foreign exposure, but now we are planning for, like in 2022 our World Cup is in New Zealand. So we are planning to send our team to Germany or Belarus or South Africa, which will be convenient, and how much we got the sponsorship.
So what is the strength of our players? I mean, how many seriously, professionally trained Tennikoit players is India having? Because if you have to excel in a world arena, one, you should have match fit good players, and the other thing is your bench strength should also be very good. And third thing, which I really want to put on, is how good are our coaches for this? Do we need to have coaches from the foreign lands, or our coaches are good enough?
No, our coaches are very good enough, so we don't need foreign coaches for it. And as far as bench strength is concerned, it's an individual sport, so there is no need of bench strength. Every 6 players they have to perform, otherwise we will not get the points.
No, my motto was like somebody is injured. I think hamstring injury should be one injury which is could be quite frequent in this.
Yeah.
So if you have selected a team and at the last moment the player is not ready,
the standbys will be there. We had like 6 players we select, so 6 are the standbys in our strength also. In a year, there are around 1500 players participated in all these zonals and national championships. But around 100 are the best, what I think. When we launch the league, then we'll have, first we register 100 players, then the teams will buy them, and then that increase the competition, as well as Tennikoit players will be benefiting with the money.
So I think the next World Championship is round the corner.
Yeah.
How good is our preparation for that? And number 2, how do we select players to represent India in the international level?
We select from senior national championship. So
which is held every year?
Held every year.
On rotation basis at different places?
First, the state association demands, and we send observer there, and the conditions and the facilities are good, then we'll allot him the national championship. Like we allotted sub-junior and junior national championship on 7th Feb only. Senior we hold junior to Odisha and sub-junior to Bihar. Senior national we are trying to conduct it in Telangana, at Hyderabad or at Jaipur. So we select World Cup probables from this national, and before World Cup we are trying to have 3-4 camps. One we are planning foreign exposure, and other 3 camps in India only.
So in the World Cup also, do we have this age categories competition?
No, only open category.
Only open.
No junior, sub-junior, only World Cup.
Only World Cup, and that is open for the players of the age group?
Those selected, whether either he is of 18 years or he is of 16 years or he will be of 28 years.
Okay, that doesn't matter. If a junior player qualifies for a senior match, doesn't matter.
If he performs well, he will be selected.
Great. In fact, I loved hosting you, and we are running short of time now. Is there anything more that you want to let my listeners know about this game, the future prospects of the game? In a very short time, you can tell us.
Very soon, I'll going to start a program, Let's Play Tennikoit, and we'll sit again some other day whenever I got chance. And I'm thankful to Akashvani for inviting me for this. Thanks a lot.
So friends, let's play Tennikoit. I introduced this sport to you at the start of the program. Is one sport wherein you absolutely do not need much infrastructure. The Tennikoit, the ring that we call quoit, is also quite cheap. You don't have to shell out much money. And yes, you are ready for the match. Thank you so much, Mr. Tejraj Singh ji, Secretary General, Tennikoit Federation of India. It was lovely hosting you today. Thank you.
You just heard the new episode of the series Know Your Sports. Today, Mr. Tejraj Singh, Secretary General, Tennikoit Federation of India, was in conversation with Nitish Arora, telling us about Tennikoit as a sport. We welcome your suggestions and comments regarding our programs on our mail ID englishsw@gmail.com. This broadcast came to you on the 24/7 channel of All India Radio Delhi. Please stand by for the next broadcast.